Wow, it's Tuesday, November 14th. I'm back after a day off yesterday, and CPI came in light. In the app, I put it in there, actual 0% month over month, expecting 0.1%. So inflation stopped in its tracks year over year. 3.2 versus 3.3. Core zero point 0.2 versus 0.3. So everything coming in about 0.1% lighter than expected. Markets love it, but what do you look at first? It's TLT. Okay, TLT bonds drives everything else. Bonds up 1.8%. That's 89.35, and let's just see where that is here. Okay, 89.35, back above the 50 DMA, but there we go. Okay, so with bonds up 1.8%, we already had it in the order of what reacts in the best way to bonds up. It's RK, and you can see that has the biggest percentage move up, 3.9%, followed by, I didn't order this. This was already in order. I didn't change this. It's funny. Look at how it's working out. It's working out perfectly. RK, then IWM, then QQQ. You see it up 3.98%, up 3.3%, then up 1.7%, then up 1.3%. Like, this is the impact on lower interest rates. The riskiest assets get rewarded the best, RK, and then you go down the list all the way to SPY, the least riskiest. Okay. So, look, all of these moves are over key moving averages as far as I saw. Let me just check QQQ. Ridiculous. Wow. Looks like QQQ and SPY easily looks like they're heading to all-time highs. What is this resistance here? Let's just check this. 380.28, is it? Are we over 380.28 right now? If we are, where are we? Yes, we are. Gapping well above 380.28. Oh, my Lord. Guess what that means, guys? We're heading to all-time highs. Can you believe it? We are heading to all-time highs on the NASDAQ, which is at 387? No, it's a 403. So, okay, first we got to take out that 387 right there. Okay, and then once you take out that 387, then you can make it to 403. But for right now, it looks like that 387 is in play. Okay, because we're gapping above this candle right here. So all of these digits are in play up to 387.42. So really good market for the bulls today and this morning. How do you play something like this? That's, either you got to have a long-term mentality and say, okay, interest rate expectations are going to be down. Let me just make sure on my long-term portfolio I got risk exposure. Either you do that, or if you're day trading this, I think you don't chase. I think you got to look for laggards. Maybe let's look at. I populated some things in the top pick. So actually, I was going to talk before this data came out. I had Joby as the number one pick, and it's just exploding. And that's a good example of a risk asset that's going to do well. But it's now up 8.6%, 593. You can see the 200 DMA at 601, the 50 DMA at 624. Joby is something that should do well today with the catalyst of a test flight in New York City. Wow, that's crazy. That actually happened. First air taxi flight in New York City. That's huge news from a sentiment perspective. You can see it had a big gap on earnings and then it pulled back. And it looks like it's heading right back to that 50 DMA at $6.24, now at $5.93. But, that was going to be the top pick. But now with CPI, let me just throw it up there. But now with CPI coming in light, the first things I think about are Soxel, RK, and then let's look at, some of these momentum stocks, these growth stocks that maybe haven't moved as much in pre-market. So the ones I thought of right away to throw up here to look at were Rivian, Shop, Carvana, SMCI. I think all of look at Tesla. Tesla break 230. Tesla's at 235. That's huge. Is this in the gap now? 230. It's in the gap. Oh my Lord. What's the bottom of this candle? Bottom of this candle is 234.58. Okay, so 234.58 is your resistance, and then 242.08. Unbelievable. And then if it breaks 242.08, you get, that's about it. 242.08, because that coincides perfectly with the 50 DMA. So, man, I don't know. I don't like chasing stuff like this. I would like to look for laggards. I see SMCI's only up 3.75%. Celsius, which, okay, I thought the split, this keeps getting delayed, man. I thought it was going to be Friday, then Monday. Apparently, it's happening tomorrow. Isn't it Tuesday? It's supposed to be Tuesday. I guess it's Tuesday after the close. I don't know what's going on here. But okay, the last I checked, now they're telling me tomorrow is what I saw being posted all around the place. So, okay, Celsius, that's a risk asset. That's a growth stock. It's up 1.43%. So now we got two catalysts, right? This should, I think, go in the same general direction as RK. And now you have the split coming up. Maybe Celsius would do good today. Um, only 3.75%. Let's look at this chart, 265. So we're just looking at charts here, trying to find laggards that can benefit from the market tailwind we're seeing here today. So 265, you see that recent move to 280, but let's look at the daily lines. 50 DMA right there. So it's right at resistance, 265.37, playing with that resistance. Let's pull back a little bit. Very volatile stock. Man, I have to say, probably doesn't matter what stock you pick to trade today. If it's one of these growth stocks, it's just a matter of buying the dips. It's just a matter of buying the dips and not chasing like things are going to be bought up on the dips. I think that's the playbook for today. Let's look at this other list I have, and we can maybe find some ideas in there. Big tech and growth, big cap tech and growth. That is what it's supposed to say. The Meta up 2%. SE, that must have had news. Don't want to play something that's red on a day like today. Swings to loss, so we don't want to play it like SE. I'm not too familiar with it anyway. So 2%, 2% in NVIDIA, 1.28%, a little bit of a laggard there in TSM. There you see the Celsius, 1.4%. ARC, let me look. I'm just scrolling, looking to see if I can find an exciting company that we all love that maybe is only up 1 or 2% pre-market. Upstart up 6%, Affirm 9%. These are the riskiest of stocks doing well this morning. Wow, Teladoc up 4%. Square only, put that in quotes, only up 3.4%. Maybe that's something that can outperform today from this level. Palantir only up 2%. Is DraftKings actually down in pre-market? $34.99. It is. Was there news? ESPN takes aim at U.S. sports betting market. Maybe their competitor launched today. I'm not sure about that. ESPN bets. Docs up 3%. Global E only up 2.86%. All right. So what are the things that kind of stand out for me here that are Global E and Square possibilities? Celsius possibility of things that are lagging. I'm going to move these. Let me just move Global E to the top of the top picks list as well. Okay. And we're going to move Square to the top of the top picks list as well. Okay, so Global E, Square. Now let's go back and look at top picks now. See what we got. Okay. So we have Square, Global E. I still love, man, I love that Joby news. I wish we didn't have the CPI news so we could maybe play Joby at 560 or something after that great news. I mean, that's incredible that there was actually a test flight of an air taxi in New York City. I mean, does it get any more exciting than that? Look at this beautiful kind of double bottom. And then the earnings gap, I think it's heading to the 50 DMA 624. Okay, so that's beautiful. But Square, Global E, I got to put Celsius up here. Where'd it go? Even though we've been failing on Celsius day after day, that's been unfortunate. Okay. So here are three growth stocks, Celsius, Square, and Global E, which are underperforming the market. I think things like Soxel and ARK-K, if you're so inclined to like day trade stuff like this and find the dips, or, just take a longer term perspective at this point. Because it does look like when we looked at that QQQ chart, it does look like QQQ and SPY are heading to all-time highs. And with TLT getting a pop here, and basically I was listening to Bloomberg this morning, they're saying with that CPI data, another rate increase is off the table now, instantly, right? The markets have instantly priced out another rate increase. So, it may be a time for swing and long-term investments in risk assets. Maybe it's a time to take ARK-K and put it in an IRA, put it in a swing account, and just hold it for weeks or months until the next shoe drops and until the direction changes. maybe that's the thing to do. But if you're like day trading and you want like very deep liquidity and fast movements, probably RK and Soxel are good places to go. If you're looking for something calmer, looking for maybe outperformance today, maybe try and Square and Global E. Let's look at the charts here. All right, let's look at Square. Oh, I like the Square chart. It's in the middle of this is beautiful. 53.35, where are we at? We're at 53.80. This is beautiful on Square. Okay, Square, you got some resistance up here at 55, though, to deal with before you make a swing move all the way to that 200 DMA. Let's see what else we got. I got a few more minutes. Let's look at some charts, see if we can find something that really stands out. Let's look at Rivian. Rivian at 1684, 20 DMA at 1687, battling that. And then the 50 at 1817. That's got a move in it. Let's look at Carvana, up 8%. Wow. Okay, where's the 20 DMA? 3063. Okay, it's above the 20 DMA. 31. Such volatility the last few days, man. Yeah, that's a tough one. I got to put SMCI because I like the fundamentals in SMCI. I gravitate towards these stocks, which I know have better fundamentals, and that's SMCI, Celsius, Globally, Square. These four have better fundamentals than like a Carvana or Upstart, things like that. So I gravitate towards putting those at the top of the list. So those are four stocks there. And then Joby with the news. Man, I love Joby on that news. That's crazy. All right. So how about we start trying to lock this in? I do want to let you know about Quick, though. Okay. Quick has earnings tonight. And I have this in my IRA, and I added more yesterday. They basically had pre-announced earnings for tonight. Last quarter, they gave they gave numbers, and they said they're going to have earnings in the nickels, which is going to be like an all-time record for them. Okay, so I'm expecting really good earnings for Quick and a move to over 10. So I got Quick. I'm playing that for earnings in my long-term account. Oh, look at Joby up 9%. How beautiful. How beautiful. All right, so we're going to try to lock this in now. Let me just edit to put Quick up a little bit higher so it's in view for earnings tonight. And Soxel, RK. All right. Oh, there's one thing, another thing I have to go over. Okay, all right. Before we do that, earnings releases. Home Depot beat the current quarter, but I don't think they raised. So it's up 3%. Nothing really helps. Siskiyou, Canadian Solar, like all the solar companies, shit the bed. All right. LAP had earnings this morning. I'd avoid it. They took out Rivada guidance. It's in their backlog still, but they took it out of their guidance. ASXC, they sold a machine, which is great. They have earnings, I think, coming up this afternoon. Okay. All of these little micro caps that a lot of people in our community like, they all have earnings today. Okay. Or did they already just have it now? Hold on. I thought it was tonight. Yeah. I think most of these are tonight. So IRIX, CVV, VTSI, Go EV, is that tonight? I think so too. Okay. All of these TFFP, I think that one's also tonight. Yeah. Okay. Rewalk. Yeah. All right. So all these little micro cap penny stocks, the only ones I have a vested interest in are VTSI and Quick. Okay. VTSI and Quick, I like them. We'll see what happens. All right. And stay tuned for the earnings releases on all of these after the close. All right. The only one I'd kind of play for earnings, I think, is Quick because we have the visibility into the report. All right. Let's go back to the top picks. All right. So, yeah, I like this list. There's a lot here to choose from. And I think you got to look at, also relative strength at the open to see what's working, what's not working. But as far as kind of risk assets that can do well today, SMCI, Celsius, Square, Global E, Soxel, RK, Rivian, Shop. Okay, that's where I'm at. I tend, again, to shy away from stocks like Carve, even though they might do the best today because they're highly shorted. They're highly shorted for a reason. The fundamentals are terrible. So, Carvana, Upstart, Affirm, those are up like 8, 10, 15% this morning. But again, I'd rather stick with these higher quality companies. And then we're always going to be watching Lilly. All right. I think Lilly's heading to all-time new highs. Who knows? It could happen today. It could happen next week. So I think Lilly, I have this in my IRA, but if you're looking for day trades and you see, see this dropping to support level, probably a good entry there. Although I gotta wonder on today, a day like today, will people be into healthcare companies like Lilly, or are they going to shift to all these tech companies with RK soaring? All right, so Joby was going to be my number one pick if we didn't have CPI. I mentioned this in the room when the stock was like 560. It's now $6. I think I mentioned maybe it was 565. It's up to $6. You can see those resistance levels there. Less juice in it if you're buying it right here, but such an exciting press release. So if I was trading, I'd probably would have bought it in pre-market, probably be buying the dips and looking for it to challenge those higher DMAs. That's what I'd be doing. Other than that, again, I'm repeating myself, but all of these are in play, I think, today. All of these that you're seeing right now, exception of Quick, which is a ER play, okay? Everything else should be super, super exciting. Lots of volatility, lots of liquidity, lots of buy the dip action in all of these. Guys, it's Tuesday. We'll see if I do, or I haven't done the 1 p.m. updates in a long time. I'll have to reassess if I could do those, but for now, be in touch. I'll talk in the chat room. All right, we'll see you in the chat room. Take care. Bye.